Hello, this is Eon Borealis. I discovered that there's a banned episode of Generator Rex. It's episode 13, and it's posted on YouTube if you don't have Comcast On Demand or whatever. I don't know why Cartoon Network banned this episode. But before I go into why I can't understand why Cartoon Network banned it, I'm going to give a small synopsis or overview of the plot and give my own opinions on it. The episode itself involved a character that's an Evo hunter. I forget his name right now. But he had this blaster that when he shot Evos with it, it pretty much turned him to smithereens. He hated Evos of all shapes and forms, especially Rex. Throughout the episode, they zoom in several times on the side of his gun, and the words "Sweet Caroline" are emblazoned in the side. That's making reference to his wife becoming an Evo or something like that. I know that's not a main point, but that kind of gives the viewer some kind of insight as to why he might have formulated his opinions on Evos. He starts spreading propaganda against Rex, calling Providence useless, that people should start up their own brigades and fight the Evos themselves. One of the most major scenes in the episode, Rex is feeling kind of conflicted, and he's talking about not helping people anymore just because of this hunter guy. And he's shooting basketball hoops with Noah on this basketball court. And a bunch of these people show up, and they start aggravating him, saying, "We don't want your kind, we don't like Evos," and stuff like that. And Rex gets angry enough that he brings out his huge metallic fist, and he says, "Go away, do you want some of this?" He accidentally hits the guy. And then a bus comes out of nowhere, and that tries to run him over, and he rips it to bits with that huge spinning blade he's got. From there, the negative opinion of him increases. And at first he decides he's going to confront the hunter, and he goes to the hunter's favorite diner, and everybody in there is pretty much glaring at him. Even when he tries to make peace and amend with the hunter, he still doesn't get a very positive response. The hunter just continues glaring at him. After that, he just decides he's not going to respond to any more Evo attacks. The climax of the episode is when there's this huge bunch of Evos that are attacking this dock or whatever, where there's all these crates laying around, and the Providence guys are backed against the wall. Of course, the hunter guy shows up, but with the Providence guys backed against the wall, it's obvious that they need Rex to show up and start kicking butt. So, to give away kind of a spoiler here, Rex shows up, starts kicking butt, but the hunter, being in the same area, he obviously confronts Rex. There's a fight scene between them, and the hunter has the tip of his barrel pressed against Rex, ready to blow him to smithereens. But then things turn around. Rex has the tip of his sword up to the hunter guy, and the hunter says, "Do it, get rid of me." But before I describe that further, there's a scene just before that, where it's revealed that the hunter is very askew in his morals and trying to achieve his goals. But despite that, Rex does not get rid of him. He's taking the higher road, being the better man. And the episode pretty much ends after that with a news reporter talking about Rex, talking about the different opinions that formulate around him. There's both the negative and the positive opinions and stuff like that. There's no fairy tale ending to this episode. Let's just say that. The opinions are open, and you can kind of tell that Rex left an impression on the people that hated Evos, but the opinion probably wasn't enough to turn the negative opinions around, but it was enough to get some people at least thinking positively about him being Providence's secret weapon. After watching this episode, I thought it conveyed a very positive message in saying that people shouldn't care what others think of them. The episode was very well written and played out. there was pretty much the same setup as other episodes. There were the same cartoonish noises when Rex was fighting, and there were no cuss words, really. And they had quite a bit of action. I was really engaged in the fighting scenes in this one. I have to say that the Hunter's gun was kick-ass, despite the fact that it was evil. Oh yeah, that gun was definitely kick-ass. But back to my main point. I don't understand why Cartoon Network wouldn't just air this episode in their lineup of new episodes. I'm guessing that the one that premiered last week was episode 14, maybe. It seems like the Rex episodes are taking a similar turn to Ben 10. Each episode pretty much has its own plot line. But despite that, did Cartoon Network really have to avoid showing it? I'd say that this episode, despite having its own plot, that really builds more onto Rex's situation than any of the other episodes do. Yeah, the one with the Bugs jar. It revealed another location with Evos, but the one this week, with Noah going to the prom and stuff, that's not really as plot additive as episode 13 was. I'll just be honest. Episode 13 gave you more background on what the general populace thought of Evos. It belongs more than something about Noah going to prom. I know that one's going to be funny, but let's face it. It doesn't really give much more background. It just shows that it's just showing Noah's typical high school stuff or whatever. Maybe I'm being too critical. I'm definitely going to tune in to watch it. I'm just saying. I just don't understand why Cartoon Network isn't showing this episode. Is it because it has the topic of discrimination in it? Several other cartoons have dealt with the topic of discrimination. And heck, it pretty much had the same levels of action, adventure as any other episode did. So it was totally appropriate. It definitely fell within whatever TV rating Cartoon Network usually brands on Generator Rex episodes. My one complaint is this. If Cartoon Network can show cartoons like Regular Show, where they say pissed and crap on a regular basis, then why can't they show episode 13 of Generator Rex? That's all I had to say.